Well, hey there, friends. Welcome to episode number 136 of It'll Be Fine, the socially distant baking food chat show. I'm your friend and your pal, Kelly Zemnickis. And for episode 136 today, we are doing a savory bake. We are making, are you ready? Come close. Pretzels. We're making pretzels. I am so excited. Oh my God, I love this treat. I really, really do. And I'm getting to do this bake today alongside a guy I've not seen in at least 8 years or so, Daniel Rose. Dan and I met back in the day here in Toronto doing improv comedy. He now owns a bagel business, so I'm very excited to talk to him about that as we make some pretzels. Oh man, I'm in trouble. If this works out, I'm screwed. I love me a pretzel. Oh man, it's gonna be fine. Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
All right, here's what we're going to need today to make us some pretzels. We're using today a recipe from Sally's Baking Addiction, and we are going to be needing some unsalted butter. We have some sugar and some salt. I'm going granulated sugar, but you can also use brown sugar. We have got our flour there with a bit more for the surface when we roll the dough. We have got yeast. Active dry yeast is what I am using, and we're also going to need some lukewarm water. That's it.
Holy moly, it's you.
It is.
When did I last see you? Like 8 years ago?
Yeah, it was July 17th, 2014.
Do you know the time?
It was about 3:35, and oh, I need to.
How are you doing, man?
Good. How are you? I see all the things that you do. It's impressive.
Well, I'm trying. I'm trying to do the things. I am impressed with this bagel thing of yours.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'm such a bagel girl, being a Montrealer.
Oh,
Yeah. Are you? How would you describe the bagels you do? Are they more New York style or more Montreal or a hybrid or?
yeah, halfway between New York and Montreal. So they're kind of like just kind of an upstate New York Poughkeepsie kind of style. No, I guess they're more of like a Toronto, it's like Toronto, New York kind of style. Not wood fired. I have not, and like that's that's pretty key.
Yes.
That's pretty like if you're not cooking it in a wood oven, you're not Montreal style, no matter what you may think.
Yeah.
So I actually live in Timmins, Ontario. I live about 800 kilometers north of Toronto.
What? So it's a Timmins bagel. That's good.
It's a Timmins style bagels. Yes, it includes little flecks of bear meat and sweat. So I've lived here about I don't know, about eight years and a bit.
Okay.
And there isn't a huge culinary scene, and there are many missing things. But one thing that is there are many things that are missing from a culinary perspective, one of which includes bagels. So, I just started making them in order to eat them. And then, sort of started sharing them with others in the neighborhood. And they're like, oh man, so that's what a bagel's supposed to taste like. It's not supposed to taste like, gross dough from the grocery store. So you just sort of started like going slowly, and then it started like a website, and like, okay, well, if you want some bagels, here you go. Here's a way to order them and have them delivered. So that's kind of it. Just a little hustle.
I love it. It's a good thing, and you have a beautiful kitchen, from what I can see. Nice.
Thanks. So what would cost you like $9.5 million in Toronto? your money goes a little bit further up here in the Tim Dot, as we call it.
What we do need to start off with, though, is to take our active yeast She recommends here a packet of dry or instant yeast. She's got one or the other. I have the dry. And we are going to let that soak in about 1.5 cups of lukewarm water. Just let that hang out for a sec.
I don't know about your other guests. I have a kitchen scale.
I have a kitchen scale too. Yay!
Damn. Okay.
I pre-measured all my shit before I started, so I got mine.
Oh my gosh, you're like Walk with Yan.
I really am. Cause Yan was you know, half British, half Latvian. I wasn't.
I don't think so. He didn't look it. Although you would know better what a Latvian looks like than I would.
You'd think. You would think.
360, 136.
Yep.
200.
And there's a note here saying, just get lukewarm water. You don't need to take the temperature of the water. I wouldn't have thought of that. Would you do that making bagels? Take the water temperature?
115, baby. 115.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, so set that aside for a second. And
Do you like the smell of yeast?
you know what? I don't mind it.
Me neither.
I really don't. I did take a little whiff of the bowl here. I was like, it's kind of homey.
Yeah,
It
smells exactly. It smells like you're driving past the Molson Brewery at Highway 401 and 427.
which is right down the street from where I live.
Yeah, so you must get that waft all the time.
You know, I don't. I don't know if it's because my allergies are so bad now. I just I can only
Can't say
smell
anything.
pollen.
All the smell is pollen.
All right. So in this, I'm actually going to dump what I have here into a bigger bowl because we're going to now need to add a lot of our dry stuff, the salt, the sugar, the flour, and it is way too much for this tiny bowl here. So,
Okay.
and I think now is about a good time, if you haven't already, to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes, I will do that.
Yeah.
I have one of those IKEA ovens where for some reason it's in Celsius. So what's that? About 200, I think.
Oh shit, really? Oh no.
204.
204. Oh,
Mhm.
interesting.
And the key, baking temperatures, like 175 or 350 or 4 1/4, like just the usual things. I don't.
That's okay.
Although if you ask me what the lyrics are from pretty much every song released between 1983 and 1989, I could probably answer that.
Oh, okay. Whenever you need somebody, Rick Astley.
Which one by Rick?
Whenever you need somebody.
Definitely had that album.
I'll
that
bring
it?
my love to you. You don't have to say you love me.
Love me.
I wanna be with you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'll bring my. I can sing Rick's entire catalog. I think.
You can edit that part out.
No, that's going in.
That's going in.
So I got my bigger bowl. What we are going to add to this is one teaspoon of salt. It doesn't say what kind of salt to use. I'm using kosher because that's all I have. I have a giant box of kosher salt, so that's going in.
I'm gonna use table salt. How
Okay.
much?
All right, so 1 teaspoon. We also need 1 tablespoon of either brown sugar or granulated sugar. I'm going with granulated for
I'm
mine.
going halfway. Golden yellow.
Nice, a good meeting point. And then we also need melted butter. It calls for 1 tablespoon melted, slightly cool. You can tuck it into the microwave if you want, or put it on the stovetop, but it's only a tablespoon, so I microwaved mine.
Tablespoon. Okay.
Aw.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah. All right. Let's get that in, and then we are going to take the butter and the sugar and the salt and the yeast and the water and just whisk it all together.
Okay, I have to go melt my butter.
Go melt your butter. So when was the last time you did any improv?
Well, right now, because we don't have a script.
That's true.
Oh my goodness, it's been a very long time, like 10 years, I would say, 8 years, maybe not 10.
With the last improv adventure you went on would have been with Handsome Boys?
Yeah, I was probably like
Oh,
in that zone, not long after. Yeah,
holy moly.
yeah.
You guys, every time you would play Bad Dog Theater when it was on the Danforth here in Toronto, sold out shows. Like that was a cult following you guys had. It was crazy. Crazy. I would check those shows. I'd be like, I need more seats. The Handsome Boys are playing tonight.
We would threaten people just to show up. Yeah.
Right. So for the flour, we're now going to add our 3 1/4 cup of flour. This makes 12 pretzels, by the way. We're going to add this in increments. So do like a cup, whisk, a cup, and whisk. Or,
All right.
yeah. Just don't dump it all at once, basically. Just give it some space. All right. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, just whisking it up. And it does say, I'm actually using my thing here. It does say to use a wooden spoon. Do you know why?
No, you can like chase a mouse or something if you had to. I don't know.
Curious. I'm
Maybe
gonna use this guy.
Pretzels are from like 13th century Germany. It's just like something you do.
All right. I'm gonna mix with my wooden spoon because that's what it says. All right. And it's already kind of getting a bit like glue paste. That's what it's looking like. Just do a little bit more of this. So again, don't add all the flour at once. Just do it in batches.
Should I use a wooden spoon to stir it?
That's what it says. My instinct is to go whisk, but it says wooden spoon. So, I don't know. This is from Sally's Baking Addiction, so I figure Sally knows her shit.
Yeah, no, she has a website. She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah. If she's got a website, then it's legit. We're going to be adding our dough, or adding the flour until this dough is no longer sticky.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're looking for a thick dough, but not sticky. Sounds like something you'd see on a Tinder profile.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not on Tinder. I don't know.
I'm gonna try and swipe right here. Boop, get to another baking show. Or swipe left. I don't remember. I'm not sure what's the good one.
Oh man. All right. Okay, so this is looking good. Show the friends here what I got going on.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All right.
I think I don't know.
Ta-da.
It's the wooden
Oh.
spoon.
Take your word for it. Okay. Hey, also going to be fun. All right. This is good weather for some pretzels and like a summery beer or pop if you don't drink the booze. All right. Okay.
I feel like we should also be making mustard.
Ooh. See, I have mustard. I have mustard in the fridge, but my friend Zane Kaplansky makes a kick-ass mustard. You can order it all over Canada, all over the world. Yeah, Kaplansky mustards.
You just name drop hard.
And yeah. But yeah, that was like, Toronto's not a food truck city by any stretch. We don't have the cool food trucks out like New York or LA has, but it was so awesome to see trucks like Kaplansky's on the street and get the like that amazing Jewish food, like just in these, fun little pockets of the city. I wish this city was more food truck friendly. I love food trucks.
Well, talk to your city councilor. It's all about regulations.
I will. Yeah, Toronto's more of like a hot dog and fries truck town, you know, which are good too. Which are good too. How is your dough feeling, sir?
I feel like it's still sticky.
Mine is still sticky too. So the recommend is to add a 1/4 cup more flour as needed. A quarter to 1/2 cup of flour as needed to make your dough less sticky.
1/4 to 1/2. That's a third.
Yes. You can do a 1/4, a third, a half. Just pick.
You might need to reconvince me that it's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
Okay.
Trust me. My laughing doesn't help, I realize.
It's not filling me with confidence, but maybe you're laughing at something else.
I'm using my hands actually to just kind of work this together a bit more. Get it more dry. And then once we've got a nice dry dough, we're going to put this onto a floured surface, make a ball, and let it rest for 10 minutes with a towel on top of it. Yeah. How I take my naps. Exactly how I take my naps.
You cover yourself up with a wet towel and
I
nap on the
put
couch.
a ball. Yeah.
Yeah. And then do you rise? Are you like significant? Do you double your weight when you wake up?
Oh, yeah, I'm perimenopausal. Totally. Yeah.
Not an extra 100 pounds while I'm
Exactly.
sitting on the couch.
You know, just tossing it with my hands, taking the flour that was at the bottom, I've got a much drier dough. So I'm not happier with it. Okay. Think I'm ready to move to the counter. Yeah, this is much drier. It's not sticking to my fingers. On our surface here. Ta-da. All right. So how much more flour have you added?
Look at that, about 20 pounds. Look what I have.
Huzzah! Yay! There we go.
Can I just let this do the like proof under my shirt? Is that like kind of like a towel?
You can proof it however you want to proof it, bud. What this has us doing is with a sharp knife or a pizza cutter, cut your dough into a third cup, 1/3 of a cup sections.
Okay.
Okay. So
1/3 of a cup.
yeah, should I get the kitchen scale for that?
I think I would. So,
Yeah. Let me get that.
how many is this supposed to make? One?
A dozen.
12. So I would say, yeah, just divide this into, do a little weighing and a little division.
Oh man, numbers.
I use Alexa for that too. I'm the worst. Honestly, I don't even think I use my brain anymore.
Oh man. So how much are you aiming for weight-wise?
Well, if we're doing a dozen, that would be 70. Well, mine would be 75 grams.
75. Okay.
But I think we might want, I think 75 is going to be too small. I think it's just going to be like a tiny little baby pretzel. I want like a giant face pretzel.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll try and make 6. Is
Yeah.
that crazy?
I think that's fair.
So that would be, for me, that would be 150 grams each. I think that seems all right.
Okay.
Too small. I think it's just going to be like a tiny little baby pretzel. I want like a giant face pretzel.
Yeah. All right. Oh
man. I'm like all nervous about this, making shapes and stuff.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It really is, yeah. All right. There we go. Ta-da.
Oh, that's a disaster. It's going.
Oh no.
Okay, so
Hmm.
off.
Nice. I'm gonna have some nice thick pretzels. Sweet. That's all right. Oh my. Speaking of traveling, like the smell of hot pretzels at the pretzel cart in New York City.
Mm,
Oh, mm, that is a smell I love. That and the hot nuts.
yeah, those things are good.
So good. Chestnuts in a bag. Central Park. The best.
So I was having this conversation with my my wife just last night, which was, what street foods do you miss the most in the last year and a half?
Oh, good.
You mentioned a couple. You mentioned the hot nuts and the pretzels. Anything else that you've missed from your?
I miss for me it's New York specific. Like street food to me, ooh, nice. It's such a New York thing. But I miss going to like a little cart on the street, getting a black coffee and an egg sandwich wrapped up in some foil,
Yeah.
I miss that. What about you?
There's some really good food on the streets of Austin, Texas,
Ooh, I've never been there.
and Portland,
Oh, cool.
Oregon, not the uncool Portland.
So these babies will go in the oven for about 12 and a half minutes, up to 14, maybe more, maybe less.
Yeah, we just keep an eye on it, and just when it looks good.
All right.
Never done this before, by the way.
So
So
good.
there we go. And that, and then I'm just gonna keep cutting because I have this thing, I might as well use it.
Yeah. It's amazing how many kitchen utensils we can collect that we use like once or twice, or we buy and we don't use them.
Yeah, the grape peeler, the
Yeah.
cherry pitter. All right, good enough, I guess.
Nice. Into the oven.
Into the oven you go, little pretzel. All right,
You can do it, buddy.
see you on the flip side.
I feel like calling shenanigans on 12 to 15 minutes.
Ours. Oops, I'm not on the camera. There we go. Ours are bigger.
True.
We went with 6 instead of 12.
Fair. Good observation. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. So right now I'm at 20 minutes. I might do a couple minutes more. We'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. Yeah. Are you ready, sir, to try these? Hot pretzel action. Nice. Come on here.
Oh yeah. I have some Dijon.
I do too.
It's fancy.
It's very fancy. Mine has a little honey in it too. Okay, this is hot as balls. So
Yeah, this is legit right out of the oven.
the best way to get a pretzel, just like in New York, right? Steaming hot. All right. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Pretzel logic. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good.
It was good.
Oh, really good. A delightful crunch on the outside with the butter, and the salt that I put on, and just
Good
so soft. Damn.
They're like little kittens. Delicious, tasty kittens.
Who doesn't? I'm not going to finish that sentence. That's weird. But these are delightful. This is super good.
And easy. I mean, not for me, but I think I kind of screwed up at the beginning. Where I was trying to catch up with the amount of flour, but once I got rolling, literally, it was good.
Yeah. No. Definitely one should go rolling. But so steamy and soft, and got that nice little golden color to it. Well, I'm super glad we did this, bud.
This was good to reconnect over pretzels.
It is the best way to reconnect.
I've never reconnected with anybody over pretzels.
I'm the first.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fine.